You think this nation...
In a written statement, Justice Anthony Kennedy made it official. At 81 years old, he's stepping down from the Supreme Court.
He's displayed tremendous vision and tremendous heart.
An announcement not altogether surprising, but still sending leaders scrambling.
Hopefully we're going to pick somebody who will be as outstanding.
The president prepared to review his list of potential court candidates compiled during the search for Justice Neil Gorsuch.
We have a very excellent list of great talented, highly educated, highly intelligent, hopefully tremendous people. I think the list is very outstanding.
Also today, Democrats denouncing Republican plans to push forward during an election year.
Millions of people are just months away from determining the senators who should vote to confirm or reject the president's nominee, and their voices deserve to be heard now.
Meantime, at stake, the very dynamic of the Supreme Court.
He has probably been the single most influential swing justice on the Supreme Court.
Hamlin political analyst David Schultz says part of what could change the direction on two signature issues, gay rights and reproductive rights.
While I don't see the Supreme Court directly and formally overruling Roe versus Wade, it might so dramatically trim it back as to effectively make Roe almost meaningless.
Schultz predicts it will not be a problem for Republicans to push the process forward before the election, and he notes this is possibly just the beginning, with two other justices also in their 80s. Julie?
All right, a lot at stake. Thank you, Carla.